This one you heard, but I like this one because it you know, it stresses the point about something. The Moorish Science Temple of America was founded by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Aside from the fact that it is a legally organized religious corporation, it is building on human needs. To this desirable end, in time, legitimate means will be found to dispense charity and provide for the mutual assistance of its members in times of distress, to aid in the improvement of health and to encourage the ownership of better homes, to find employment for our members, to teach those fundamental principles which are desired for our civilization, such as obedience to law, respect and loyalty to government, tolerance and unity. But Noble Drew Ali didn't teach civics though. Noble Drew Ali didn't teach law. Oh nah, you know what I mean? That stuff that those Moors are talking about on Canaanland Wars, you don't want to listen to them. They're not teaching what Noble Drew Ali taught. Noble Drew Ali said, to this desirable end, in time legitimate means will be found to dispense charity and provide for the mutual assistance of its members in times of distress, to aid in the improvement of health and to encourage ownership of better homes. Ownership. To find employment for our members. If you have manufacturing companies, you could get people jobs, specifically Moors, because Chinese don't hire anybody other than Chinese people. You ever notice that? And then Jews don't hire anybody but Jews, and then nobody says that they're racist, and nobody says that they can't do that. Then Japanese only happen to hire Japanese. Then the Turks only hire Turks. And then the guy with the convenience store, who you've been buying gum for 5 cents, now his son or whatever took it over. And you're still buying stuff there. We're still buying stuff there. Some of us. Remember, they don't got a problem with black people. Remember. To teach those fundamental principles which are desired for our civilization, such as obedience to law. For all those Noble Drew Ali didn't teach law, Moors. Respect and loyalty to government. Oh, respect and loyalty to government. But Noble Drew Ali didn't teach civics. But if you're talking government, you're talking civics. So, what are they talking about? Do these people really have knowledge of self? Are they really Moorish American? Are they really heads of the Moorish divine and national movement? Or are they frauds in the seats of power pretending? Just like there's frauds in the seats of power of the United States of America government. For the Republic, and they bought out Congress and bought out the Senate and bought out mayors and bought out police chiefs and bought out everybody. Bought out sheriff's department, bought out the counties, bought out everybody. Everybody's selling out in order to keep this de facto Frankenstein in power. And don't forget, Noble Drew Ali also said, unity. So to be united, being united, is one of the things that we should desire for being Moorish American. It is most earnestly hoped that the Moorish Science Temple of America will not in any way be confused with any Back to Africa movement. It is earnestly hoped, that the Moorish Science Temple of America will not in any way, so will not, but on top of will not, in any way, be confused with any Back to Africa movement. Any. Why? Because we don't have to go back to Africa because we're in it. Because over here and over there is the same place. No need to be separatists. Over here is the cradle of civilization, just like over there is the cradle of civilization. Just like Australia is the cradle of civilization. Just like whoever else has a claim that they're the earliest people on the planet. You probably are, because we're all from the same landmass. Unity. Right there. Real simple. But then, everybody wants to be their tribe and not recognize that there's empires which break down into nations, which break down into tribes. Because in this day and age, nations supersede tribes today. Oh yeah, they haven't been, touched by civilization, so they're pure and they don't, that's in their world. Just like if we take you and throw you in with that tribe that hasn't been around civilization ever, you'll kill yourself. Because you're not going to have access to your little stuff that you like, your little toothbrush, you got to pick that stick over there and brush your teeth every morning. No. You can't deal with the fact that this thing that you're brushing your teeth with makes your teeth yellow. Now you know why everybody in this tribe teeth yellow, and you're not accustomed to this because this tastes in my mouth, and we're where we're at. Just like Noble Drew Ali came, speaking English, told us, if you want to learn anything, go learn Spanish or whatever. The Moors out here want to learn all these different languages that Noble Drew Ali didn't. Ain't nothing wrong with knowing the languages or whatever, but you want to do your own thing, put on your card and button, and you go back to the state where you were found. We of the Moorish Science Temple of America, it is most earnestly hoped that the Moorish Science Temple of America will not in any way be confused with any Back to Africa movement. Such is not important insofar as American citizens of our group colonizing Africa are concerned. We of the Moorish Science Temple of America, like countless other American citizens, know that we must live together here in America in harmony, friendship, and goodwill. Remember, you don't have no problem with black people. Whatever our race and creed may be, it is only from a purely religious standpoint, it seems at this time, that we differ from a large number of our fellow Americans. We believe in and foster the Muslim religion. The Muslim religion. The Muslim religion, for all the Moors out there that say they're Muslim and they're going to do Muslim stuff, no, we're Muslim. There's a big difference between a Muslim and a Muslim, especially to Moors, Moorish Americans. We believe in the principles of its teachings insofar they can be adopted to American life. We feel that the Christian religion is all right for those who prefer it. In America, religious freedom is guaranteed all under the Constitution. We are interested in freeing ourselves and our children from the greatest plight, economic slavery. We believe this can be best done by encouraging, patronizing, and establishing our own business enterprises and cultivating our own acres of land. Now, how? Now, no God said be yourself, which means, be who you are. Don't front. You know what I mean? Be who you are. Your morals. Okay, so if I'm being who I am, that means no Jolly laid some stuff down. I'm going to try my best to implement what he laid down, because he's the prophet, so why not run with him? We believe this can be best done by encouraging, patronizing, and establishing our own business enterprises. Now, if we're establishing our own business enterprises, that means we're establishing them as Moors. And if we are establishing them as Moors, we should be looking like Moors if we have Moorish businesses. So, if we're supposed to be looking like Moors, since we have Moorish businesses, enterprises, then how come Moors are saying that you can't wear your fez to the temple and stuff like that? So you can wear your fez in the temple, but you can't wear your fez doing Moorish business. And then Moors took those instructions and thought that, that guy's a reincarnated prophet. So since the prophet's reincarnated and he said we have to do it that way, then I guess that's you gotta do it, because he's a reincarnated prophet. And he played everybody thinking, yeah, whatever, and then all of a sudden these stuff start coming up. Moorish Guide articles. Moorish Guide, what's that? Mukarrabin files, what's that? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Letters from Mealy Ill to Kirkman Bay and all this stuff. What do you mean? There's information about Moorish Science Temple? Documents? Nobody's ever told? No? They never mentioned none of these letters to you? They never mentioned none of these readings? None of these write-ups? None of these articles? Wonder why. Wonder why. That's why Drew Ali told Moors, I took away all the secrets. This is not no social organization. This is a divine and national movement. We are interested in freeing ourselves and our children from the greatest plight, economic slavery. We believe this can be best done by encouraging, patronizing, and establishing our own business enterprises and cultivating our own acres of land. We welcome into our folds men and women of our group of all sections, all trades, occupations, and professions of sound mind and good character. So the only way you're really being welcomed in is if you're of sound mind and good character. You could answer to yourself, are you of sound mind and good character? Can you look in the mirror into your own eyes and say, you are of sound mind and good character 22 times? Do you have it in you? Or is your lower self going to get you daydreaming about that other stuff that you're seeing in the mirror around you, getting you to lose focus from looking into your soul?